Pisces, you've entered the house of Sigils. Welcome in. Today's reading will be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. And at the end, we will pull you a Norse magic oracle and a Nordic rune. The runes being very new to me, but I find them absolutely enchanting, so I'm going to bring them into the readings. So I'm going to divide the deck into two piles. The left pile being the yin, top and bottom. I will not read reversals. And then the right-hand pile being the yang, both top and bottom of the deck. We'll set that aside. And so now it comes to it. Let us learn together, Pisces. What is going on? The Aeon, stepping through the door, stepping through to a new self. Stepping through into the universe, answering the call of what it is that you have been longing to do, and perhaps for a long time now. We can see this culmination of all these aspects of different gods and goddesses coming together into this sort of cosmic portal or doorway. And we have this image of a woman. It is a goddess, Nuit, I believe, with her finger to her mouth, representing a secret knowledge, right? Representing a secret Kabbalah, or representing the secrets of the tree of life. And so we are definitely moving through, for you Pisces, a doorway of fire, right? So the Aeon card, highly discriminating, discerning, open to criticism, and critical self-analysis. So understanding those things about yourself that you need to make that journey through to the other side. Criticism of oneself many times can be based on a deep perception and an understanding of ourselves in a manner that motivates and inspires rather than condemns, right? Insight of ourselves springs from a constructive sort of framework that can help us free us from dogmas of old, outdated times and beliefs. The only way to really step forward into an Aeon, into a new world, into a portal, into something new is to combine everything together. Body, mind, spirit, intellect, the will, all of it coming together. Let's get a little more clarity with the outward aspects of things. So this would be the aspects of how you're showing up in the world, how you're showing up outwardly to others, how you're influencing people, influencing your environment. So you have truce, the Four of Swords, not peace, mind you, but truce. So we've come to an understanding about ourselves, which is a key feature of needing to step, or an aspect that we would need to step forward, to step through to that new becoming or new awakening. So we've gained some understanding about things. The Four of Swords, obviously, the swords represent air. We can see that order has been brought out of chaos. Very Libra energy, right? Many things in the background and the surrounding areas are sort of disorganized and scattered about in a certain way. But that the thoughts and the mind have come to a place of understanding and can come to a place of grounding and a place of truce or a place of truth. Let's look a bit into the Four of Swords. The Sun in Capricorn, Sun in Discs. Four of Swords, Jupiter in Libra, calm, centered clarity, spiritual cleansing, integration, and expansion. It is possible that there has been a place of hopelessness that you've been in, and that up until now it has felt that way. However, now things have become clear. You understand the direction that you need to go, and you're moving with clarity toward it. Is it enough to carry out whatever plan this is, right? Because there is a warning present. It doesn't necessarily mean peace. There's a surface calm that sort of remains, right? Those thoughts of life, those things, the storms of life are bound to pop up again in front of you, right? Feelings, impulses. They may already be present and sort of hidden. So recognizing that they could pop up again and be a disruptive power to your ultimate goal of moving through the aeon, of stepping through into whatever it is you desire. So let's look now at what you are receptive to. So the people, places, things, energies that you're open and receptive to. Interesting. The Lover's card. Traditionally, this card was called Choice in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Gemini energy. The combining of opposites, integration of opposites into the direction of one whole unit or being. I can't help but wonder if there isn't a relationship, whoever this reading is for, I'm picking up on the family doesn't like your choice. The family doesn't like who you've picked, but you've picked who you've picked, and it's very clear that you guys are moving forward with something. And I know this is coming out of left field, but it just started hitting me. And you're asking for some truce. You're asking for some emotional and some intellectual clarity as to not cause a storm, because this person is right for you, whoever this reading is for. The Lovers. Let's get a little bit of clarity into the Lovers, right? So this is Gemini love, attraction, approaching, connection, union of opposites through love, becoming conscious through relationship. The mirroring, right? We know even psychology suggests that lovers mirror one another. We've come to this place of understanding, right? Or to move forward through this understanding, we've got to be able to understand one another with a truce, with peaceful intellect. With an intellect that makes sense, or the spirit of having truce, right? This always indicates this always indicates a very super positive relationship that you're attracting or you're coming towards, right? It could also be that you've come to this place of truce about the past, and to move forward. To move forward in happiness requires finding a partner that can mirror you and reflect back to you those things that you have been traumatized by, so that you can both heal through them. I'm a firm believer that healing doesn't happen outside of a relationship. It happens in a good relationship. You teach one another, moving through those hard times. Let's look at the key. Let's see what could be I don't see this necessarily as being a problem. This could present as a problem. Sometimes, even though this card is the key, how to actively deal with a situation, or to, sort of move around the situation, sometimes this ends up being the situation with the problem. And we have gain. The Nine of Cups is success. Incredibly positive, actually. This is a great spread of cards for you, Pisces. Nine of Discs. The Nine of Discs. So this is creativity, being filled with love, gaining from all situations in life, engaging more deeply into the insights, or into the wealth that you do have, both internally and externally. I see this as a partnership of two opposites, men, women, man, woman, whatever it is, having gone through some hardship and coming to a truce, and an understanding that the riches, both internal and external, are available to you both through union and through stepping through this doorway into this place that could very possibly be mocked or very possibly be looked down upon. Many people will not understand. But the Nine of Discs here, the Nine of Pentacles, is reassurance that by trusting one another in this union, success will be yours in the unknown. I'm not sure who this reading is for, but let's get you a Norse magic oracle. It's already been shuffled. I'm just going to divide the deck and draw one directly from the center, and let's be surprised together. The Gallarhorn. The Gallarhorn, hearing the call, stepping forward, making the choice, moving through success, moving through this truce energy, working together, and piercing the veil of the Aeon. The Gallarhorn. Let's read a little bit about the Gallarhorn. The call to action. I know a little bit about the runes. Not a ton. It's just from reading them for my own personal use. Loudly it resounds, the Gallarhorn, in all worlds, calling the gods to battle, a clear message of the here and now to do what must be done. Associations are warnings, messages, urgency, and practical wisdom. When you draw the card of Gallarhorn, you can understand this is a loud signal to turn to what is really important for you now, and not to put it off any longer. Too often we get distracted in life and put aside what means so much to us. Supposed duties, the opinions of others, social conventions. Many things stand in our way or are pushed forward by us because in truth we are afraid. But the Gallarhorn reminds us that our life is happening now. You can act now and bring what moves your heart into the world. You can take up the fight now and be proud of yourself at the end of the day. Making the choice to consciously come together, hearing the call of the Gallarhorn and moving through with success, both internally and externally, into a new aeon. I think a lot of us feel that right now, that things are changing, something new is coming on the horizon, right? Through all the mess and the distraction of social media and all the things that come along with that. Let's pull a Nordic rune randomly, see where it falls out for you. We have Rado. Let us read a bit about Rado. Rhythm, riding, Rado, journey, the journey into the new aeon, doing it together, a conscious choice. Rado is an omen of movement and momentum. It literally refers to the act of riding, especially a horse, which gives us practical associations of journeying and adventure, accompanied by pleasure and a mixture of toil. It can also signify a journey, such as a travel by land or overseas, and what may happen along the way. Hearing the call, making the journey, making the choice, doing it together. The rune embodies rhythm and motion, the roots of all movement. It signifies the power that keeps us going forward, firmly seated on the saddle. That is why Rado, on a deeper level, symbolizes the journey of life itself, the paths taken and the courses followed. Move outward, taking the initiative, and staying in charge of situations. Extend yourself into the world of action, even if it takes you outside your sphere of comfort. That's exactly what the Aeon is. Coming to that understanding, the truths that, and this doesn't have to mean lovers, right? This could be the love of self, and understanding and coming to that point of mental clarity and truth from loving oneself and deciding to choose oneself. The only thing that ultimately can happen is riches, internal and external, to move through to the new Aeon. Hear the call of the Gjallarhorn. Get on your horse, Pisces, and take the ride. That is all I have for you today. I hope it resonated. If it did, and you'd like to comment, please share in the comments below. Please share, like, subscribe, and remember to keep your personal sigil of protection close at hand should the darkness decide to answer the call.